What's going on, everybody? Good morning. Hey, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Glad you are here. David-san, thank you, brother. Great to see you here today. Great to have everyone in here today. Looking forward to this session as always with all of you here this morning. I did get some good rest. Thanks for asking. I feel like I could take on the empire this morning. I am ready. Yeah, we're gonna follow our flow, by the way. And just so if you're just joining us now, you know that's starting with the S&P 500, moving over to the Nasdaq. From there, maybe briefly stopping in on the Dow, but then we're going to look at the DXY. Then we jump into the metals. We'll look at gold, silver, Bitcoin will drop down to copper, palladium, and also platinum. We'll see what's going on. And then we're going to get into FX. We're going to get into FX, and then we're going to go through, and then we could look at perhaps Apple, Tesla. Ooh, Tesla down big, dropping past our last line of defense over here, right? Easy peasy though. When I say easy peasy, we did this over here, and we said whichever way it breaks. Whichever way it breaks. Either which way, that's not so interesting. There's a lot of interesting things going on over here. Let's get. I noticed that some traders right now, by the way, are waiting. Tesla right now is priced at what? Pre-halving or pre-5 times split, right around yesterday at $1,900. I see a lot of traders right now just so you get into the head of other traders, are waiting for a bounce on Tesla in order to sell their shares. Think about that for a second. They might get caught on the wrong side there for a while then. I don't know. Let's figure out what's going on. Cheaper prices to get precious metals. What a blessing. And Murray, 100%, right? 100%. Metals are on sale. Let's look at them. Silver. Well, let's go in order over here. Let's start with the S&P 500. I saw someone wondering if they're buying off of 3,200. It is support, right? It is support down over there. Am I buying? No, I'm not buying over here. Let me just show you, by the way, if you clone this over here, just to give you like a bit of well, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take a look at the charts. We're gonna make the case, and then you decide how you want to trade it, right? I'll let you know what I think is the way to do, but you got to be using the analysis for yourself to lean on over there. Look what I'm doing. My eye is right there, and then into that resistance and that resistance, right? Does that line belong here? I don't know, but you could see that also comes in at the 32 support, and we'll keep doing that all the way long on the downside, because over there you got more support area over here, and that's coinciding then with what is this, 31.23 support. Be aware, it's not only horizontal support you're leaning into right now, you also have that trend line support. Jordan, how come you're not laying lines down over here for the short side? Well, it's different. You see, here's the whole thing that a lot of people get wrong when it comes to the equity markets, right? If go ahead and pull up a historical chart, it's very more often than not, equities are rising. Now, can we get a big correction? Listen, this was gravy. This is as easy as it gets, because when the markets are falling and when the markets are crashing, right? What was happening there overnight? Limit down, right? You know the markets are crashing. The markets are not crashing right now. Look, do I think that we should be playing the short side all day long, right? What's going on right now here on the S&P 500? Anyone leaning into the 3,200, by the way, is there support over there? There's horizontal support over there, right? Are you in an uptrend or a downtrend? I still think you're in an uptrend. I'm trading from the swing trader's perspective, though. Anyone who's playing both sides of the market right now, you should be. Excellent, right? You got to wait. Oh, by the way, before we get into the charts over here, let's look what happened this morning over here. By the way, bad news bears. An additional almost 1 million Americans applied from new unemployment aid last week, right? Layoffs are happening. Is this like, does the need for stimulus get more black and white than this? No, it does not. You could see over here we had the unemployment claims today coming in a little bit higher. Here's a good look at it, just so you could see. All right, let's take a look at the charts over there. So where are we at here over here on the S&P 500? What I'm waiting for now is a bounce. I'm waiting for a bounce up, and I'm looking at this horizontal resistance over here to see if that's where we fall. A rejection there, that sets up a sell for me. What about this over here? That light level overnight, and it belongs there. Look at that resistance. Here's resistance. There it was support. What happens if you're rejected there and then sell down? I wouldn't take it. Why won't I take it? Because I'm looking before I look or would short. And by the way, just so everyone is really clear, because some people, maybe they're new to the channel, right? It's going back to the first week of August when we met our profit objectives, when I have been saying equities are risky. Has that changed? Absolutely not. Equities are risky, right? Equities are always risky. No, they're not. For months, it's been easy peasy on the upside. Right now, equities are risky, right? So that aside over here, I'm looking before I would look to short. I'm looking for price to make here on the 8-hour, at least a higher low, preferably 2 higher lows, right? So I'm looking over here right now at this resistance. Now, if we trade down below 32, then maybe I'll be looking at that support over here at 32.32 or this one over here, but not right now. Right now, I would not be looking to sell into that level. I'm looking for a rise up into 32.76 and or this trend line, which should now also be resistance, right? Depending on when price meets that Now, so anyone going long down over here at 3,200, yeah, you do have a sizable target on the top side. You could play both sides right now for sure. What's going on else on the calendar today? By the way, it's pretty important. You have, do I have it over here? Yeah, you got like, look at all these Fed speakers today on the calendar. Now, the most important is obviously Powell and Mnuchin testifying again today. But look at all these Fed speakers, right? What are they worried about? All right, let's take a look at the Nasdaq over there. Greg, good morning. JC. All right. So, Nasdaq, what's going on over here? We broke down. By the way, this came up in one of the comments. I didn't have a chance to talk about it. Yeah, I'll talk about it later in the comment, though, to that person, so they make sure they get it. So right now, that's resistance. That's resistance. Looking to sell into that resistance if we get the opportunity. Now, would I be buying over here? No. There's no way I'd be buying into the resistance, and that's strong resistance on the double side. Now, again, same deal. Looking for a higher low, setting up the move into resistance and a rejection. That sells up some nice sales. What happens if we break above there this time? Earlier in the week, we broke above it. I called out this is a bear trap, rightfully so. It was. Now, look, should the astute trader been selling that? I said I was not looking to sell that. What happens now if we get back above here again? Do I look to sell? Am I looking to sell 11,066 resistance and or that trend line resistance? I am. For me to be looking at the long side on the Nasdaq, and it wouldn't be a big deal, but we need to clear above that prime trend line right now. If we get above this trend line right now, at that point, it would be setting up me looking for the buy side right now. Right now, I'm focused only on the sell side on the Nasdaq. What else? The Dow. The Dow's coming into some support this morning, right? It's coming into support. We called this one out as clear as could be into the resistance over there. And since then, it's been rejected, and it's now into some support, right? Do you buy off that support? Maybe, right? That's something to consider. Let me go ahead and change this line to resistance. If you're trading the Dow, you're into support now, resumption off there. Is that a good place to lean in? That could very well be. That for sure. Does everyone see that channel that continues to form over here? Just want to give a clear view. How do I... Hold on one second. I can't see this trend line over there. Let me try that one more time. There we go. There we go. Boom, boom. All right. Does everyone see this trend line over here developing? Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Man, instant gratification. You couldn't hang out for 10 seconds while I figure that out, right? Got to throw down that thumbs down. All right. Here we go. Does everyone see that channel that's still developing over there? You're coming down towards the bottom of it right now. It's horizontal support. It's also that trend line support over there. Now, is it possible that we break that support? Of course, 100%. And then come down over to there. That would be a bit. I'm going to tighten up this line over here. This is support. I'm tightening it up over here. And look at this. I'm going to show you exactly what I'm doing so you know why. Do you see the bodies of these candles over here? And then over here to the left, just follow my mouse over there. That's going to coincide also with the bottom of that trend line support. It makes sense. That's where the market's focusing on. Let me fix that up. That would be a place that I would really be looking to lean into over there. By the way, if you're happy to be here, go ahead and smash that like button over here. Go ahead and get me going. I want to get into the flow this morning. All right. This is Trade Alex, Jay. No spamming. All right. Everyone wants to be heard. There's just no spamming. All right. This is Trading View. All right. Trading View. All right. Oh, thank you, Luke. Thank you, Luke. Thank you, Luke. All right. What else we got going on over today? Let me check out with the DXY, see what's going over there. Spam the like button. All right, man. Head and shoulders complete. Andrew, what are you looking at over there? Yeah, we're going to get to silver next. We're going to do the DXY. We're going to be taking a look at gold and then silver. All right. Thanks, man, John. Right back at you, brother. Right back at you. Thank you guys for getting me pumped over here, brightening the mood over here, and getting to go into this. All right. So DXY, right? Big breakout occurring. Big breakout occurring. We're looking for the next area of resistance to come into. It's politically, I'm just taking a step back on the daily here, right? So is that resistance, this little peak down over here? Not for me. It's not resistance. Now, could it be? Yeah. So by the way, on the DXY, the next thing that we're expecting, right, is a retrace, and then a continued resumption up. Now, this retrace might not be anything more than a consolidation, right? We could get a retrace all the way back down into 94 and then pump back up, targeting around 95.20. That's like the base case. This retrace just might put in like a bit of consolidation. If the dollar it continues to be very strong here, it might just base out, right? It might just consolidate into something like this. And again, a resumption off is what we expect to continue right now. As long as it's holding above 94, which is now support. Let me flip that over to you. We're expecting this move, this counter trend move on the dollar to continue, right? Now, there's one thing what's causing the DXY to go up. So, by the way, if we just step back a second, right? Big downtrend taking place on the DXY. Look over here at Brad gave us some nice chart over here. Do you see this trend line over here that it peaked out into? That was some pretty decent support over here. Look over that support. It's a big line over here. It peaked down into support, but I wasn't aware of that line. I wasn't watching that line. What I was watching over here, and if you go back and look on the videos, you need to go back to August, right? The middle of August, and you will see that this was a Y-cliff accumulation pattern. And I kept bringing up that pattern and showing everyone that this could be a possible bottom. Once we entered this consolidation over here, in between these trend lines over here, right? And then we got this break. That's when we started watching to see if this was a bottom, right? And then boom, it's played out this week. It's not like as if it's a surprise. We've been monitoring. It took about 1 month to bottom out. And we were stalking it and watching it the whole time. It's not like the dollar just all of a sudden this week popped up. We've been watching this take place and monitoring it and just called it as we broke above 94 that, yeah, the counter trend move is now alive and happening. It's just a counter trend move. At what point did the move up in the DXY become a new trend and not a counter trend? For me, that's a great question. For me, that's over here above 96.40. Above 96.40, right? That's when I'm going to be. Why 96.40? Where do you get that number from? Pull back over here. It's a great question, right? This blue line. I have it as blue because it's the prime line over here. This is what really, look over here. This is what really, when we look, see the support all the way up over here. See the touchdown over there. Remember, I held everyone long. But during that touch, I kept everyone bullish on the dollar. When we broke it over here, that's when we set a new leg down, right? We have to trade above there, and then over here, I'm going to make it just brighter for 1 second. We got really strong resistance over there, horizontal resistance. So we have to get above that big breakdown over here, that level of a breakdown. By the way, this channel that started this whole move over here, this channel over here, if we keep extending that line, does that coincide somewhere with that? Maybe. I don't know. But it's that blue line. Let me go ahead and just put it back to normal over here so that it's not in the way. But it's there for us when we need it. That's what we're looking at over there. Is your prime trend line a head and shoulder line? Like, I don't know. Is that a double left shoulder, a head, and then a right shoulder? And then was that a breakdown? I don't know. The double shoulder throws me off. Could be, you know. I don't know. Oh, sorry about that. What would we be targeting if that was a head and shoulder? That's the question, right? What would we be targeting? What is that? Is there some major support down there? A little bit. Not really. I don't know. I mean, I'm not looking at or trading it as such, but it could have this. I don't know. And if is this just a retest coming back up of that neckline before another massive move? I don't know. We'll find out. I will find out. There are no double shoulders. Right. There's no double shoulders on a head and shoulders, but it doesn't mean that the whole psychological structure is still not there, which it is. Right. Um, Man, it's the first part. Thank you. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Look, if you're interested in joining the course, by the way, there is a link below in the description. It says my course and training program. You could follow that link. It's going to take you to the conquertrades.com, and it has all the information you need over there. Thoughts on gold is next. Right after DXY, we look at gold over here. By the way, 500 likes over there. That's pretty good over here for this time in the morning. I just want to thank everyone over there. I'm looking forward to getting into this over here. We got a lot to do. Yeah, ML, I'm glad you're here on the stream also. I'm all glad. Inverted head and shoulders. Shane, that could be. We'll look at that tomorrow. Or we'll look at that later in the session, actually. Oh, I don't have. Oh, hold on one second, Halu. It's not there. I can't look at it now because I'm focused in with all you guys. So I'm not going to even do that now. And I do apologize about that if it's not there. But I'm going to focus on our session together, and then we'll fix that up later for sure. Because right now, as we're in front of the charts, this is an important time of day. It's important for me to get focused on what's going on, and yeah. It should be there, though. I see it there. So anyway, gold, what's going on over here? All right. So we lost. By the way, we lost this trend line over here. More importantly, right, everyone knows I was focused on over here at 1900. I then, after this peak down, right, I moved that to 880. Right, 880 was when I personally, Jordan, exited whatever gold trades I was in, right? 1900 was the number I kept saying for weeks. If we lose it, we've lost the bullish structure. This was our first hint that things were breaking down when we lost this trend line over here. If you're new to the channel, right, you've missed the last couple of weeks, but this is what was going on. We were just monitoring it. The structure was extraordinarily bullish. This was our first sign that things were losing. Then when we lost 1900, right? And then ultimately my exit of the trade was at 1880. This is no longer bullish. There's nothing bullish about it. Is gold bullish overall? Yeah. Gold is, Murray mentioned this morning. I agree with him 100%. Precious metals are on sale. If you're looking to buy, a lot of people, and watch, a lot of people, as we take out the all-time high, and we will take out the all-time high on gold, eventually. When we do, a lot of people are going to be FOMOing into that trade and want to be a part of it, right? So people have a habit of wanting to buy things as price rise, not when it's time to accumulate. So if you're swing trading, there's no way that you should be leaning in long right now. If you're accumulating physical gold 100%, this is right now when you want to begin, right, getting heavy. However, right, what we could be seeing we could see a lot further pressure here on gold. We could be targeting at least this area over here. This is our next area we're focusing on, towards 1800. Right now, on a swing traders basis, we're waiting for a retest of either this horizontal 1880, right? That was the level that I got at, or a little above it, this trend line, which should now also be resistance. And even as far as up as the big number, 1900, the one that I kept saying, that's the one, where we've lost where we've lost a game over. All of those are selling opportunities. I'm not selling on the paper, right? No way. But if you're looking to do it, below there at 1750, we also have strong support. What about on silver? Silver looks a lot worse. A lot worse. But again, silver was outperforming on the upside. It's always expected to outperform on the downside, right? What happened? What was the level that I gave out forever on silver? Go back, 26. 4 weeks, I kept saying 26. There's not a person that didn't know that it was 26, right? And if you were buying off of here, off of the resumption of 26 over here, right, at any time, your stop loss was right below 26. Come on, man. See, it can't be any easier than that. What's happening now? Do you see this? This was Tom, by the way, on gold, added this beautiful trend line over here that we have now. This is Tom's trend line over here. We added it also to silver. It's the same exact thing. And then yesterday in the live stream, someone was like, hey, clone that line and put it on the bottom over there as support. This is that became a crucial one. So we have this 2220 horizontal now resistance, right? Well, is it possible we close on the daily? Pay attention to everything I'm saying here because it's relevant on every single market. I'm focused in on silver because this is what we need to go over right now. But all of this is relevant for this is a free education. And if you can't smash the like button for that, I don't know. This is the course per month and nearly the same. The pricing's right on there on that link for the course below, right? No, the yearly is cheaper it gives a discount. Over here you have this horizontal resistance at 22.20, right? $22.20. If this closes above here today on the daily time frame, then that's not resistance. That means this trend line support held. That means that horizontal, I have it marked as red. You could call it either way right now. If we close above there, this support held. Okay? If this support held, and if anyone was really aggressive and wanted to buy off that, hey, I see it. I see it, right? Now, what I'm looking at, though, is if this holds, this resistance holds, if we close under this trend line with the green bar like that, making a lower high, a resumption down off of that sets up a really nice sell opportunity on silver. A really nice sell opportunity and targeting all the way down here at $18.87. Now, right above it, you have a little bit of resistance at $19.40. I said that yesterday. It's that area that you're looking, which means if price came down and rested on the top, right? And let's say you were looking to continue to push your trade, but then you saw price start making higher highs, well, you got to take some off. Okay? You got to be flexible. You can't be so exact on your levels. That's not how it works. You have to watch what price is doing and react accordingly. So that sets up a really nice, if this holds over here and you start making lower lows on silver, in my opinion, now don't take a trade because I'm providing the analysis. Y'all got to be able to be responsible if you're trading money here to be able to understand what trades you're taking and why, right? But I like that on the downside for sure. What's going on before we get into Bitcoin with oil, by the way? And oil is just kind of maintaining it. Interesting that oil is maintaining this bid for me. Why? Because you're seeing, why do I say that it's interesting that it's maintaining this bid over here? Because there should be appropriately so. You're seeing that risk off move into the yen. You're seeing equities under pressure, dollar a little bit bid, and yet oil is kind of maintaining, out over here. Oil's not under pressure by all that. You're also seeing that lack of demand. You're seeing a lot of further restrictions on lockdowns. You're seeing a lot of oil out on the ocean on top of ships. The demand is not there, and oil's kind of hanging out over there. Interesting. That's all I could say. That's an important observation. At the end of the day, it's still sideways. It's still sideways. Now, I just lost a support level. Let me bring it up over there. I don't know what happened. I accidentally deleted the support level. Let me put it back in. Oh, boom, like magic, right where it belongs. All right. So, Bitcoin. Westbrook. Connecticut represent in the house. Good to see you over there. I don't know what the probability is. Thank you, Dennis. From the heart, my brother. Thank you for that. I appreciate that very much. Fundamentals are not bearish. Just talking about oil. Kips is talking about oil, I believe. If I'm wrong on that, then I apologize. Kips, clear that up for me. Is there a point in owning physical that is supposed to be in a vault somewhere, but you've never seen versus paper? Absolutely. This is a great question. I'll talk about it. I'll field that really quick. 100%. 100%. 100%. There are, there's vaults in Singapore. There's vaults in Canada. There's vaults in US and in a few different locations that are good, including Utah. There's vaults in the Cayman Islands. And at any time, you could go there and see your gold allocated, stored at any time. Is there a huge advantage to that? Yeah, the whole point of owning gold, physical gold, is like insurance against the system, right? And if you own the paper stuff, at the end of the day, you'll be owning defaulted, worthless paper. There's a big, you own a lot of it, but it's just paper. The whole idea of owning gold is not owning it, right, where you live and reside, in the country where you live and reside. Otherwise, you're kind of losing the purpose of the insurance of itself. Yeah, definitely you want to own gold in a vault and, away from where you live. Yeah, look, who's going to blink first? That's the only question. Who's going to blink first? Is it going to be the Fed or is it going to be the government? Right now, these guys are playing massive game theory, and they're good at it. Looking over here at Bitcoin, right? Holding up. It peaked. Look over here. I was watching this channel over here at the resistance at 10,570, and over here, right around this area of last resistance, local support. We peaked down through it yesterday and then popped back up into that channel, right? By the way, not only Bitcoin, but all of crypto is bid today, why the equities are off and why the dollar is, up on the day. Precious metals down on the day, crypto's up. Are you starting to see signs, which I don't think comes towards the end of the first quarter of 2021, which is still a good deal away. We're still talking 6 months away. That's when you're going to start seeing that correlation break big time and noticeably. But you see a little bit of a difference. I see it. It's not pronounced, and it shouldn't be for another 6 months or so. But you're seeing it happen. Good sign for crypto. Good sign for Bitcoin that it is holding up under this pressure so far today. Now, everyone has a pretty clear read on Bitcoin. It's fragile until it gets back above that resistance at 10,570. And when I say fragile, I mean at any time we could get a retest of this low over here, which was the start of the breakout of the bull market, right? And if we test that, there's a strong chance. I don't have a probability number for you, but there's a good chance that we wick down below there, closing that CME gap at 9,600 and maybe even to this trend line. And it could be as far as 8,800. That's about as far as I believe we go. That's pretty strong support. That's also 30% from all-time highs, not all-time highs, from the most recent swing high, which is something that we're expecting on Bitcoin all the time. Now, the only other thing I want to add about Bitcoin is that a lot of people on this 20% drawdown from that high, right, got really shook. Listen, Bitcoin is volatile. 30% drawdowns on Bitcoin are the norm in the bull market. Look at all of these over here really quick. Yes, I will get that video done. I'll get it done at the right time. Look at all these boxes of, this is a 30% drawdown, 30% drawdown, 30% drawdown, 30% drawdown, 40% drawdown, 140% drawdown, 30% drawdown, 30% drawdown. You got to be able to handle you got to be able to expect it. Not only expect it, that's when you got to lean in. That's when you got to have the fortitude to understand the halving cycle of Bitcoin. On chain, we've gone into a bull market. Technically, we've gone into a bull market. You got to be looking to buy the dip. All right. What else we got going on over here? Hold on, I missed something from Heath. Gaps. Gap trading, playing the gaps is a bad strategy. Yeah, Dan, I mean, look, Dan, brother, not investment advice, but I am. I accumulated more Bitcoin earlier this week, right over here. I guess it was on Monday. And I didn't really care about the price. Bitcoin was trading somewhere around $10,500, more or less. And whether it's 10,500 Bitcoin or $12,000 Bitcoin or $9,000 Bitcoin, I'm looking to accumulate. And that's the same philosophy I have on gold. By the way, as I exit Bitcoin, when I do exit Bitcoin, I don't care what the price of gold is. And it meaning I don't care if it's trading at $3,000 and or above. I'll be buying physical gold and holding on to physical gold, right? So I mean, you got to play the long game when it comes to precious metals. And I've been holding physical gold and physical silver for over 10 years. All right, let's keep going over here. Let's take a look at, we got Bitcoin. Ethereum still looking like it's in a lot of trouble. What do I mean by that? Well, at this, it's been, the bull market started above $360, and now we're trading below that. Not such a good sign, right? Not such a good sign. However, it's good support over there. It's good support. Look at that. I mean, it's good support that it's maintaining over there. If you're looking to ride the Ethereum train during the alt season, is now a good time to buy 100%. 100%. Not only that, look at that. Look at that descending wedge over there. That's a huge bullish pattern. Now, is it possible that we trade down lower? This big support right over there. Follow just my mouse. I'm not even going to put the line in. But you see that 273 support? That would be the, yeah. Does that mean that you buy it today off a resumption here and then look to add over there? 100%. In my opinion, Ethereum's going higher. Now, Ethereum's also highly speculative. It's unproven technology. And anyway, I'll just leave it there. As are all altcoins. Link, massive pump today, right? You could see over here, we were looking at this on, what was I saying earlier today in the session? I forgot. But either which way, do you see this bit of trendline support coupled? Is it the Dow? Yeah, it's the Dow. You could see if the Dow drops down into this area over here, and I think then the Dow becomes a strong buy. By the way, if it resumes off there, right now it would be a little bit more risky. Down over there, I would like it a lot. You could see that same pattern that occurred right here on Chainlink as it came down towards this horizontal support over here, and then also this trendline support, and it pumped up into resistance. It pumped up, what, almost 16% earlier, 18% maybe, but into that resistance. Now, once it clears that resistance, is that a better time to buy? A safer time? Yes, right? As is any support right now when it comes to altcoins. Again, I've always said that alt season doesn't start until 6 months after the halving. That's still a couple of months away. That's still 1 or 2 months away. So, right now, positioning in, continuing to accumulate, or holding, it's a pretty good idea. Thanks for smashing that like button. Definitely appreciate that. Observation here from JC. He says altcoin seems to be more correlated to Ethereum than to Bitcoin, with a correlation between 85 to 95%, why Bitcoin close to 80%. Hey, listen, that makes sense. Why? Because in the bear market, including Ethereum, they're losing 90 to 95% of their value. Bitcoin losing 80 to 85% of their value. All right, let's keep going over there. Yeah, we're gonna get into. By the way, let's check down over here. What's going on before we get into FX? Ooh, this is not good over here. Why do I say that's not good? We lost the $3. Look over here yesterday. We were saying if this holds over here and resumes off, that's a place to lean in and buy. We didn't. That's why, by the way, we don't buy into support. This is why we always wait for the resumption out of it, because it gives you a higher probability entry. It gives you the first inclination that price is resuming back towards its trend, right? It keeps you out of bad trades. And you can see there was never an entry signal. We've now pushed through down. What's going on over here? Do you see the support is, well, we've come right into support. Let's close it. Let's put that line in over there and keep this chart going from now on and forward. All right. There's like here we go, right over there. So that's interesting, right? What are you doing now? Same thing. Is that in an uptrend, by the way? Is copper still in an uptrend? Gold and silver have technically broken down. Has copper? No. Copper looks healthier now than both gold and silver. Now, it's possible we lose this support also, right? And if we do, is there further downside on there? Of course. You got the next support coming in at $2.76. I'm not going to add it now. I'll add it if we lose this support over here. But right over here, a resumption off of here. Copper's looking healthy. That's a good place to lean in and buy. Looking a lot better, by the way, than is gold and silver. What about here on palladium? How's that looking? By the way, I continue to go to the March as the low. Well, it looks pretty good also. It looks a lot better than gold and silver, I'll tell you that much. I do think that you'd have this is right over there. What is this? 2153. I'll make this a little bit brighter. Copper looks better in my opinion. I'm just showing you the chart so you could kind of figure that out yourself and see what you think. And I'm going to go to the daily time frame because it's a bit wobbly over here. I think I could get a better look on the daily time frame. All right. So you're into some local support, and this is the big support over there at 2153. Do you watch what happens off 2153? Yeah, and a resumption off, good one. If we break below that, we got some lower levels to look at. I'm trying to see where there's pretty decent. This is a good level over here. This 2153. I think get back below it, and there's going to be a bigger dump. I think we can come down further. I don't even have a level though. It's a little bit fuzzy. I think it's right around here at almost a whole number of 2,000. I'm going to put that in now while I got a good look at it. All right. Right over there. All right. What's next? Platinum. This is breaking down. Could everyone see that? First of all, it lost the channel. You see that it lost the channel and then lost this area of support over here. What's the next area? Let me draw one in. It's coming into it right now. I'm focused right over here, right? You can see the resistance, support. It's kind of fuzzy. It's kind of ugly. Is it bullish or bearish, right? It's kind of losing that. Copper looks the best by a large margin out of all of these. Copper looks the best. This doesn't look this is getting fuzzy now. All right, that's a really important support level. This is now going to be resistance. I'm going to draw this in over here as well. This is for my own benefit. If it helps you, that's awesome. Give me a thumbs up. If it doesn't, look, this is what I'm focused on. You see that over there? That was support. Then the resistance, another touch into the resistance. You actually peek down into it. That was also, boom, that's the resistance. This is looking not so well. This is looking pretty bad. It's only copper that still looks good. We got huge, huge wild card with the elections right now. Huge risk event, right? What's going on with Tesla? But we looked at Tesla already this morning, right? We lost the trend line over here. Tesla is still priced at, right? What is it? 5 times 360. Is that 1,800? Pre-split. Is that expensive? Are you coming into support over here? Where's the support that you should really be looking at? I'd rather wait to see for Tesla to improve itself technically. This was the last good read we had on Tesla. It's broken down right now. It's lost this last line of support. It doesn't look so good right now. I would not be looking to lean in. By the way, I gave you that heads up that people would be on the bounce or looking now to sell Tesla. All right. Tesla into the 50-day moving average. What's going on with the markets this morning? By the way, as they've been open now 15 minutes, right? What's going on over here? Just getting a quick look here all around. My analysis remains firm and in the same. DXY at the highs of its session over here. Bitcoin under a little bit of pressure now this morning, ever since New York has came to work. Still up on the day. Let's get into FX right now. By the way, right? If Vice President Biden wins, then I think that copper will get a huge kick, right? Because we're talking about massive infrastructure spending. Trump is also looking for infrastructure, right? There you go. Would shorting Tesla be a good move, or is it too risky? I mean, so listen, the whole idea is to be preemptive and not chase momentum. If you're shorting Tesla now, in my opinion, you're chasing momentum. Why do I say chasing momentum? Because look, this is where we were saying Tesla from here could go break out either to the upside or the downside. You see that consolidation pattern? This is exactly what we did with Microsoft Paint, right? We did this and we said from here it could break to the upside or downside, and that's the next play on Tesla. That's being preemptive. Down over here after the move would be chasing Tesla. There's not a high probability place to short Tesla right now. What would be the next place to short Tesla? Look, this is why we look. I'm going to come back to it. This is why we look at the indexes. We said in the beginning of our analysis right now, if you're looking to short the Nasdaq, we're waiting for price to make some lower highs, coming to resistance, whether it was this trend line resistance, whether it was this horizontal resistance, or up here and be rejected, resuming down. It's the same exact thing on Tesla. When I say same exact thing, I mean that you're waiting for Tesla right now coming up and being rejected by some resistance after making lower highs, right? It could be this one here. That would be the best one, meaning that would be ideal. Or if this breaks through without giving an entry signal, now you got to get through this, which was the signal. This should be strong resistance right now on Tesla. Those are places, if price bounces off of those, if the resistance holds on the way up, that's if you're looking to short Tesla, what you have to wait for. By waiting for any type of clarity and getting short Tesla ahead of time, well, that is risky. That is very risky right now. That's what I'm at. Kips, I'm with you 100% on that. All right, let's keep going. Let's get into FX a little bit over here. How long we've been online together, because I need a sip of matcha tea. Wow. Hey, guys, that's a lot of likes today compared to the people in the room. Almost out to 1,000, and I just want to say thank you for that. Thank you for always being there, always showing love, always bringing that positivity and that support. Just want to say thanks for that. We looked at the DXY earlier today, right? And this is the reverse of what we just looked at Tesla. We just got a breakout. You don't chase momentum. Going long here makes no sense. Where you're looking to go long on the DXY now is after you get a pullback, whether it's a retest of the 94 and then a resumption off 94, or maybe we have a tighter, maybe because right now we only have a tighter. But wait till you see lower highs first. Wait till you see lower highs and then a resumption out of it. It doesn't have to come back and all the way test the support. If it's a very strong trend, it's not going to pull back as far. You're waiting for some type of consolidation and then a resumption out to enter. All right? Very important. Do I think that the DXY will, by the way, are you looking at this just out of curiosity? Like if you were to invert this line over here, and then you have like that line, is that what you're looking at? I don't know. It's not there yet, right? Maybe that's forming, you know. More importantly, I think that this is a super 9520 is a really big area of interest. It has three. It has this trend line over here. It has that horizontal line, and it's got the Brad line. I don't have it in right now. I do have it in, but I don't have it highlighted. It's right there. And if I highlight it really quick, you're going to see all three of those lines intersect right over there. Now that Brad line, by the way, that is coming from right over here. That is over here in May 19th over here. That was the over here, the support. And now over here, the resistance. More importantly, that was cloned from these lines over here. They all match up. That's big resistance at 95.20. Am I looking to short before there? A rejection over there, that's a place to lean in and short the DXY. Or, well, you know, the Euro US dollar, go long, you know, it's the DXY, which is just a basket of currencies against the dollar, heavily weighted towards the euro. It's just a guide for dollar strength. It's just a guide for dollar strength. Now you have other people really looking to really affirm their macro case, and they'll look at all exotics. This is different, right? This is the way that the DXY is weighted. If we lose 94.40, if we lose $94, the support over here, right? And that's maybe a place to begin aggressive looking to go against the dollar. 93.55, yeah, that's going to be a stronger place to attack. But right now, you should not be looking to short. That would be more or less picking a top. Hope it's a good matcha, Jordan. We have to. If you're drinking matcha, you got to go with the ceremonial grade. It's good stuff. Thanks for that, Roberto. Appreciate that. Happy morning. Glad you're here with us. Happy morning. Love it. I love happy morning. I love great morning. Good morning. It doesn't matter, by the way, when your 8-hour candles open. You could use TradingView, JR. As a trader, you need to be really, really adaptable and flexible. Use TradingView, which is awesome, and then place your orders on Fidelity, right? I used to trade off of Interactive Brokers 18 years ago. They didn't even have charts. They didn't have a charting platform. I used Interactive Brokers, and I would have to trade off of Sierra charts, right? It doesn't just trade whatever on the chart you're using, whichever easiest for you. By the way, the same trend lines, no matter what data feed you're using, are all there on the 8-hour. Bountiful morning. Matcha latte, bringing it up a step. I like that. All right, let's get into it. By the way, let's get into it. Again, let's take a look and see what's going on over here this morning. I'm going to start back getting into FX a little bit right now. Big deal happening here right now. This is a big deal. We'll look at the Australian dollar, Japanese yen in just a few pairs right now. All right, we'll get to that within the next 5 minutes at least. Could I share my charts? I mean, I have no problem sharing my charts. It's just that sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Here. All right. Let's start here in FX right now. Boom, boom. This is a big deal. Let me come to the 3-day to give you that perspective. Why do I say that's a big deal? Do you see this blue trend line over here going back 12 years, right? The breakout above that had this really possibility of extending far. What's happened since, right? We're breaking down below that trend line. What do I think the next objective is? I think it's all the way down over here. This next trend line below it, this clone trend line, you could see over here. Look at that. Boom. That's a big move against the euro. That's a big move for the dollar, right? Could that be targeting all the way up here? That would, if we meet that objective on the euro US dollar, that brings a big move against the DXY. Now, coming back over here, that's just the overview. Let's focus in on now on what's going on in front of us, right? Is it possible? Is it probable? No. Is it possible that we're able to regain our footing here and trade back above? Yes. If that happens, is this bullish? No. Do you see this line right over here? This is heavy resistance. Any retrace up, we would be looking to sell that all day long. That would be a retest on the DXY back to what? 94. We're looking to buy that, right? Any retest of 94. Same thing here on the euro. This is a big shift in trend right now. Now we're looking to sell resistance. Is it possible that we don't come up there and test that? Of course. Remember I said on the DXY, just look for a little bit of consolidation and a resumption out. That might happen over here. We might not get higher than this area and a rejection down. Good place to lean in and sell now. Now we're looking to sell the euro US dollar. I don't know of one. I do not know of one myself. Right? Square's got a big future. Australian dollar, US dollar. Oof. Major breakdowns over here. Major breakdowns over here. I'm just trying to see this trend line over here. What's going on down over there? I think we're broken through it. This is a big level. This is a big sign of risk off in the market. Australian dollar is a risk on, risk off currency. I mean, risk off. When there's risk off, it's going to come against the Australian dollar. When it's risk on, the Australian dollar is bid. Interesting, by the way, to see the pressure on the Australian dollar when you have what? You have the Asian economies looking healthier, right, than the West when it comes to COVID, right? Nevertheless, here's what's going on in the charts. Is this, by the way, is this an uptrend or a downtrend? For me, it's still an uptrend. Now, if anyone at this point is selling the hardest piece of trading, and understand the trading's difficult. The hardest, most difficult time to trade is during trend changes. Okay? During the big trend changes is the hardest, most difficult time to trade. The easiest time is when the trend is clear, right? During the sweet spot. Right over here, we're getting some big technical breakdowns, right? Now, buying off of this support, does that make sense? It does to me, right? Does selling off of a rejection of this resistance or that resistance, that horizontal, make sense? Yeah, anyone who's doing that, I get it and I applaud it, and I'm with you. Again, the same way on the way up. And by the way, on the way up, you see this? Like this, I was selling this. I was selling that resistance. I tried to sell that resistance. Look over here at this resistance. I was selling this resistance. Some people started buying over here. They started buying over here, and I maintained selling the resistance. Over here, this was strong. I was selling this resistance, right? These trades never went in my favor. Now, most of them probably took small profit because you see the big moves, and then it got stopped out at break even. Nevertheless, I kept doing it until we broke out this big one. Then I was only looking to the upside. But during this whole area, I was saying to everyone, listen, those of you that are buying off of support now, I get it. You could do that. I get it. You could do that. I'm selling the resistance. I thought we were in a big downtrend, and we were. And I sell resistance in downtrends. All right? There's more than one way to skin a cat, right? And there's more than one. Why there are certain things in trading that are completely wrong. There's a lot of flexibility in there, right? Igor, you could trade I don't know where you could trade the DXY actually. You used to be able to trade it at FX Choice. They took away that ability a couple of months ago. Yeah, we could, before we start going. Well, first let me look at the Australian dollar, Japanese yen, as it was asked, and then we'll come back down and we'll look at the Nasdaq again to check in. I mean, right now, as clear as day, as clear. Well, you got some support right there, but you're kind of in no man's land for me. What does that mean? Well, you're in no man's land between pretty big support down over here and pretty big resistance over here, right? So buying over here all day long, selling up here all day long. Wait and see what happens. Australian dollar, Japanese yen. Wait and see what happens from here. Nasdaq, all right? So Nasdaq's coming into a place. By the way, I'm not looking to sell the Nasdaq, right? Why? We haven't had any lower highs, right? So what we're doing, we're looking over here right now, not into this resistance. I'm not selling it. What happens into this resistance? A rejection over here. Yeah, that's going to open up the first opportunity to look for a possible short on the Nasdaq and over here. Now, what happens if we close above here? What happens if we close above this horizontal support and then we're back into this channel over here? We're back into that channel. We're still below the prime trend line. We're still below, but I think I said, was it on the Nasdaq or was it on the S&P this morning? So this is not, look, it's not black and white. It's just giving you a full look at it, and then you figure out what you're doing over there, right? You see that the resistance, then support, right? So is this holding? I don't know. Could be, right? I would not be shy getting back over here where it's looking better. Got to clear above this prime trend line to look healthy again. Getting back over here, though, right? People could take both the long side. What do I mean by that? Maybe you're rejected down here. I would take the short, right? But I would also understand that this support could then hold, right? And anyone taking that long, I get it. I might even do it. I'll let you know as it happens. A lot of people seem to like view this current situation that we're in as very easy. I actually view it as very difficult. And the most difficult thing that could happen right now would be if we trade sideways in this tight area. If we're trading more or less sideways, between here and here. That's super difficult to trade. It's super difficult to trade when that's happening. You got to take a little bit more off when you get stuck in a sideways market. You got if you're taking the buys off support and you're selling off resistance, you got to make sure as you get into that first support or resistance, right, where you normally just take a small piece of profit and tighten up your stop loss, that you're taking more, that you have to take more off. All right, you have to take, maybe instead of 15%, maybe you're taking 30 or 40% off. Right? There is no clarity right now. It's very difficult. Now, over here on the Nasdaq, again, not looking to buy, looking to sell over here into that horizontal resistance and this trend line resistance, right? And if that proves resistance, right, on the way down, you got to be really defensive, because this broken resistance over there could hold that support, and that could hold that support. It's a very difficult place to trade. I'll continue monitoring it and let you know. At the end of the day, equities are very risky right now. That's all I could say about that. S&P 500, same thing. This area over here is the next area to look for a place to short on a rejection or that trend line. Looking to buy, not at all. Nasdaq is looking healthier than the S&P 500 in my fault. I know someone said this morning said they were buying off of here, right? I don't buy into support. I only buy off of support, but not on the move into support. Never. That's a dangerous trade. We looked at that right now on copper, right? This morning you saw why that's dangerous. You don't buy into support. You got to wait for price to make a higher. Look what happened if you bought into support. You got wrecked. And that happens a lot. What you're waiting for is a resumption off, price making a higher high to get into that. Yeah, JC. It's 100%. Now, some people can't read between the lines when I say that. When since August, the first week of August, I've said, all right, I'm now neutral, I'm out, and I think equities are risky. And I always say, nevertheless, I'm going to keep showing you how I would be trading it, right? That either you get it or you don't, right? But either which way. Yeah, I know. That's why I can't share the individual charts for everyone. I get that. You know, it doesn't work like that. Yeah, I know, Glenn. I can't share my charts with you for that exact reason. Right? Or if you want a picture, I could take a snapshot. It won't be in real time then. No, Derek. I mean, great question over here. Let me address this really quick. I do say that it's easiest to do your not chart analysis, to draw in your support and your resistance on the daily time frame. Some people even the weekly. It's the easiest to draw in your support and your resistance on the daily time frame. Now I do it on the 8-hour because my eyes have adjusted. I'm able to do that. If people would find that difficult to do off the beginning. Right? And it's the same resistance, it's the same support as it is on the daily, as it is on the 15-minute, as it is on the 1 hour, as it is on the 4-hour or 8-hour, right? If you draw it in on the daily, no matter what time frame you look at, it's the same support or resistance, right? Yes, I do it off the 8-hour. You could do that, but you'll have an easier time first setting up on the daily and then dropping down to the 8-hour. Is that a bull flag? I mean, is this a bull flag? Rather than calling it a bull flag, which I mean, I don't think so, right? A break, just follow these trend lines over here, right? Because a breakout above, and I'm looking at this one right now until we get healthy above here. I don't think so. I personally don't think so. 1 second over there. Snook, I'm glad I saw that comment because it made me smile. Thank you. What's going on? The morning howdy. Howdy. Yeah, Miguel, it's so important. It's so important waiting for you. Look, trading's all about layering edge upon edge upon edge. It's like being a casino. The casino has the edge. The longer they play, the greater their chances of winning. You want the most edges as possible. What market you trade is an edge. What asset you trade within that market is an edge. What time of day you trade is an edge. What time frame you trade is an edge. Waiting for a resumption back towards the trend is an edge. And that's what we do. We just layer edge upon edge. Let's check out what's going on with the US dollar, Japanese yen. If you don't think. Sorry. Here we go. I want to check out what's going on with the US dollar, Japanese yen. By the way, this was the breakdown, right? Over there, small piece of profit, resuming up, coming right back towards over, just barely missing anyone who moved their stop loss to break even, getting stopped out right now. What do you do from here? It looks pretty fuzzy. When I say it looks pretty fuzzy, I see like, I'm still watching this trend line over here. And I'm seeing this now. Right? I feel like we're going to be consolidating in this area. And why we're consolidating in that area, I would stay away. A break back down below that support over there, that definitely opens up the downside, right? That definitely opens up the downside. And adversely over here, though, breaking out above this trend line, does that open up the top side? I mean, I just don't pick bottoms. And the trend is down for me. And the trend is down. So I would not do it. I would be waiting for the US dollar at the very least to take back some of this severe damage, to break all the way above here, and then maybe perhaps thinking about getting long. The dollar around that point would be coming in, by the way, and testing the 96.40 level, right? And the dollar would need to really break above there for the dollar to really be roaring its head. I don't think that's going to happen. I do not think that's going to happen. If it happens, we'll be there to trade it. All right. All right. Wow. Almost 1,200 likes. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Sprout. Thanks for being here. All right. What else do we want to look at? First of all, posture right now. Cautious. Very, very cautious. Does everyone sees this, though, possibility, right? Everyone sees this possibility, and that is a breakout above there could be massively bullish, right? It could be massively bullish. Nevertheless, right now, those are the places we're looking for resistance, looking to short. A break above there, that could change well, it's an ongoing situation. We'll be there together to navigate it. What about on the Nasdaq? Nasdaq looks a little bit more bullish than the S&P. However, right now, as it stands, this area and this area, I think, is the place to lean into short, right? And there we are. What about the Dow? What about the Dow? This would be an ideal place to lean into buy. If we get there, if you resume up here, do you buy? No. That we were just, this is resistance you would look to sell. And then even up here, this is really big resistance at 27,440. Again, right now, until we and you could see the same thing, whether you want to call it a bull flag, a channel, or it's more of a channel for me. But until you break out here on the upside, very, very bearish structure that's happening right here. Same thing as we looked at this, more of a wedge that's developing, right? While we're in it, the momentum's against us. Go to LinkedIn. It's the same exact thing, right? Now, right? I don't know if I don't remember. What were we talking about? Yes, if we could just go look at it. I think we were talking about now we're coming down. That's why I drew this line in yesterday on LinkedIn, right? And I said over here is a place to possibly lean in and buy, but as you come down further, we never touched it. But that would be a better place. That's kind of like what's going on now with the equity markets. It's not until we break out here to the upside, right? Regain $9 and then trade above it that looks healthy again. So anyway, I digress. Joe, you got it. Bitcoin's got a lot of potential, by the way. Bitcoin has a lot of potential. Well, I would like to notice what trend line are you. I don't have the trend line. I would like to know what trend line it is, but it's not a trend line I'm focused in on. That doesn't mean it's not there, you know. But I don't have it. And just by the way, just for exploration, because you know what, I'm always looking to learn. I'm always looking to learn. I don't see it. I'm just cloning that line over there. Is that the trend line you're talking about? I mean, I see a clone trend line there. If that's what you're talking about, I see what you're talking about, right? Nevertheless, at this point, I see what you're talking about. If that's what you're talking about, if it is, just let me know. Uh, right now, we broke down big, right? I said it all day long. My stop was at 1880. If we broke 1900, the bullish structure is gone, right? That was the warning. So I'm looking right now until we regain that bullish structure, which is trading back above 1900, looking to sell resistance. I mean, it's like a Friday question, and we're on Thursday. But David, why do I prefer Bitcoin over Ethereum? I mean, just real simple. Like Bitcoin's proven technology, and Ethereum is highly speculative technology. They're hoping to upgrade it and try to get it to be able to scale and work, which anyone right now involved, including the co-founders, you know, they know it doesn't work. You know, so it's highly speculative, which means there could be a lot more room on the upside. But Bitcoin does exactly what Bitcoin was created and meant to do, right? Some people are like, it's too slow. No, it's not. Are you kidding? Bitcoin is not slow. 20 minutes to confirm a transaction around the world, you know, for next to nothing, for no matter. Bitcoin's amazing. The most secure piece of software in the world, the most attacked piece of software in the world. They're not competing versus each other on any level. They're not competing versus each other on any level. And I not only support Ethereum, I support all crypto projects for real. I want to see crypto succeed big time. Now, Bitcoin happens to be competing, you know, against the dollar. No, I don't think Bitcoin's going to replace the dollar. Is it possible? Yeah, there might be like a 4% chance. You know, that's a very small chance. Nevertheless, if that were to happen, you might want to own some. Now, think about the price appreciation if that happened. But that's, you know, is Bitcoin competing against gold? 100%. Do I think Bitcoin, there will come a day when Bitcoin is able to overtake the market cap of gold? Absolutely. In our lifetimes, we will see that. That's what I'm betting on. I believe that, right? If that were to happen, what is that price Bitcoin today? Somewhere around $425,000. You know, give or take. Depend. You know, the Bitcoin's market cap. I mean, gold's market cap has obviously moved quite a bit these past 6 months to the upside and downside. Yeah, Bitcoin's not competing versus Visa either, you know. But the Lightning Network is, you know, but Square is. But Square has gone all in on Bitcoin. And 50% of their revenues, even during the crisis, has come from Bitcoin. The whole reason for Square, look, Square is a point of sale company, right? Look what happened to all restaurants, mom and pop stores during the crisis. How is it that Square is a rocket? Because over 50% of their revenue, growing astronomically quarter over quarter, comes from the sale of Bitcoin. Square is the first public company that goes ahead and funds Bitcoin development. They just donate money to Bitcoin developers so that they make Bitcoin better, because their whole business model now rests on the success of Bitcoin. Go look at the CEO's Twitter, Jack Dorsey, and he has in his description one word: Bitcoin, right? So there, I mean, there's that, right? And then you have the first company, MicroStrategy, that went ahead and took $450 million on their balance sheet and got out of dollars all into Bitcoin. I mean, it was just the start. Bitcoin is backed by energy and hardware. It's been made to calculate the blocks with. Yeah, you see up in Canada right now, also in the U.S., all of the oil industry. When you're drilling for that oil, you have these gas flares. It's wasted energy. Not only that, like you're only limited to a certain amount. They're using that now to mine Bitcoin. They capture that wasted energy and they're using it to mine Bitcoin. Bitcoin is actually you're just seeing a complete and total push to the lowest cost of energy, which is green energy when it comes to Bitcoin. Anyway, that's all fun and stuff like that. Let's get back into the charts. What value is a fair and just monetary system providing people? Chain, flip that question upside down right now. And what value is the current monetary system providing people? It is providing people with with one of the greatest evils in all of the world, an unjust system that's creating inequality. Just flip that question upside down. All right. Let's figure out what's back going on. The dollar under pressure today, turning negative. Now, is this a trend change in the dollar? No. This is we're seeing the breakout. All of us. Heath this morning shared a chart in the Conquering the Markets Telegram group showing what he expects to happen right now, and that was that pullback, right? And then we're looking for a resumption off. That's the start of the pullback. That's why you're seeing, and gold is not looking healthy. Someone pointed out, nice share on that trend line over there, bouncing a little bit off of that little bit of light support, but we're looking now to sell resistance. On the DXY, we'll be looking to buy off support now, right? This is just right now a little bit of a bounce. If Bitcoin, by the way, right now as the dollar starts to weaken up a little bit, maybe if Bitcoin could get above 10,570, that would be a very big move over there. We have our levels here that we're looking on the S&P 500, right? And also on the Nasdaq. We'll tighten that up this afternoon for sure. Cash App, awesome. Clemens, what value does Bitcoin provide? So, all right, just real quick, just confusing. Look, first of all, I'm not looking to get into a discussion, but if you're asking a question, I think wait, hold on, Clemens, one question. I think that you're genuinely looking, for understanding. So I'm happy to help, but I don't know if you've ever tried to send money, to people across the world and through banks. I do it all the time. It's very difficult. First of all, it has to be during certain hours of the day, right? And then you have to get that third-party approval. It takes time. With Bitcoin, I could do that at any moment of the day without anyone else's permission, right? Have you ever tried to travel internationally with physical gold or silver? I've done it many times. You get stopped at whatever checkpoint for an extended period of time because London Heathrow, they've never seen so much silver. They don't know what to do with it, right? And then you have to wait. But it's a hassle. You could cross borders with Bitcoin, right? By remembering a few words in your head. If you don't see the use case for not having a third party being able to, first of all, confiscate and or control your money, then you're just missing out, right? That's without even getting into the scarcity of it, right? In this world right now where you're seeing fiat being inflated away, devalued away. I should say devalued rather than inflated. Where you're seeing fiat, the purchasing power, if you don't see a need for Bitcoin, just look into it with an open mind, right? There is an enormous use case for Bitcoin that not only but go to the CEO of MicroStrategy, just spent $450 billion of a public companies. By the way, you have a multitude of pension funds invested in that company. So is there a use case for it? Yeah. Do you need to maybe redo a little research and find out what that use case is? Yeah. Yeah, that's a great question because yesterday I was talking about, the FedCoin. They already have, by the way, the law written. During the next crisis, the answer that the Federal Reserve uses is going to be, and they almost did it when the CARES Act was passed this time. In the verbiage in that law included direct payments to digital wallets of all people. That's how they were going to hand out the stimulus. They took it away when the first bill was passed. That will happen one day. They're going to bypass the banks. They're going to get the money directly through the people. You, me, and everyone else will have a digital wallet. I forgot what they called it, the Fed I shared it in yesterday's video towards the end of what they called it and what they named it. It won't be ready, they said, in 2023, 2024. Is that a threat to Bitcoin? Absolutely not. That's centralized. They said that they could cut people off anytime they want. They said that they could make money disappear. Poof. The money in your wallet's gone. Hey, spend it or it's gone. Bitcoin is saving technology. Fedcoin is not. All right. Here we go. Where are we at? We got sidetracked today. That's like Friday conversation, right? Everyone have a good look at the markets, though. Is there anything that anyone does not have clarity on that they want to check out this morning? I don't have a good read on myself on FX. I would like to get a better read on FX, but I feel like right now we're kind of in no man's land and I'm waiting for pullbacks. And I'm going to be standing aside the rest of this week. Yeah, for sure. Let's look at the Euro Australian dollar. So this is great, Vassal. I mean, let me clean this up. That was for me meaning sideways, right? That was sideways. I avoid. Are we still sideways? No. Look at this. We're coming into this resistance over here. This is amazing. This sets up two trades right now. First of all, just let me pull back with you. I was looking. Can I make a square? Hold on one second. Like this whole thing was sideways. I was avoiding this pair throughout all of this because it was sideways. And now we're up towards the top of the resistance over here, right? Everyone can see that as clear as daylight, right? Because is daylight clear? I don't know about that. You can see we're towards this resistance right over here. A rejection of this resistance. Do you sell resistance in a downtrend? Is this a downtrend? Yep, that's a downtrend. How do I know that's a downtrend? All right, let me call my 4-year-old over. Is that going up or down? Dad, that's going down. That's a downtrend. We're into resistance. You look to sell here, right? Yeah. We've seen the Australian dollar under pressure. No question about it, right? Could we be getting a trend change over here, a break above this big master line over here, right? If we break above that resistance, right? And this is the resistance holding right now if price makes a lower low. And if it's during the correct session and time of day to trade, that's a setup that you look to take, or that I might be looking to take. Now, what happens if we break above this resistance and then confirm that into support? Is that a buy that I'm looking to take after the breakout of this consolidation? Yep, I'll take that on the buy side also. So that's awesome in the fact that, and this happened back in, let me get a little bit of perspective, right? This was during May, right? When you have both sides of the market, the end of May, when you have both sides of trades that are possible, right? After then, it was only the long side, right? Down over here, it was only the downside, right? Over here, it was still for me downside, 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 downside. And then it finally became you could take either side. That's where you are right now in the Euro Australian dollar. That's a great share. Thanks, Vassal. Shane, they would not be able to add more than 21 million Bitcoins ever. Why? Because it's done by consensus. People holding Bitcoin will never allow that. They're the ones who get to decide. If you hold Bitcoin and run a full node, you decide, right? It's all game theory. It's all about incentives. There's no way Bitcoiners would ever allow that. By the way, the one reason the CEO of MicroStrategy said that he did what he did, spending $500 million of his money, the public company on Bitcoin, was because he said during the fork wars when they tried to make Bitcoin Cash, larger blocks, faster transactions, that the community defended Bitcoin. He doesn't want faster technology. He doesn't want new technology. He wants something that he knows that the community is going to defend to the death. 21 million Bitcoin, that's the number one thing that everyone will defend. That's what gives it its scarcity. Logan, NVDA, Euro US dollar, we got a good look at. We'll go back to that though. All right. It's pretty interesting, giving you a pretty easy setup over there. By the way, there is like I'm focused right over there, and then I focused right over there, right? You could see that pretty clearly. That's what you're doing, and you could wait for a breakout to the upside before looking to buy. Would I sell? I mean, I would not. That uptrend is so strong. I would only be looking to buy off supports, which means if you broke down, right, you got some nice strong support down over there, more or less. That's coming in at $432, right? Euro US dollar, right? This is now a downtrend, right? You're looking to sell either right over here, a rejection here during London. That's the 12-year trend line, that blue line. That's a possible sell. And then also over here, this would be the DXY coming back towards 94, right? This area over here, right? So by the way, is that the perfect place to place that line? I mean, yeah, more or less, right? In that area, a rejection, that also sets up a nice place to look for a sell. If we get above this resistance over here, that would be the DXY trading below 94, this support now, right? That puts this counter trend move in jeopardy, and it would be below here that we say, all right, that was a failed breakout, which could happen. Who knows, right? You got to be prepared for everything, and then you got to know how to manage your risk above it. So right now, your US dollar is very bearish, looking for sells into resistance. Ooh, that's some math right there. Javier, I mean, listen, this is just for everyone. You should not ever, first of all, make an investment unless you understand that investment you're making. As you make that investment, you should know what your risk is. You should know where you're wrong on, before even getting into the trade. You want to know where you're wrong and where you're getting out, and you want to know if you're wrong, how much of that investment you are risking, how much you've lost. That is the single most important piece of investing, trading, same exact thing on different time frames. But do not ask anyone at any time ever what you should do with an investment that you got into. Do not get into it. And if you don't know, right? If I don't know, I get out, and I don't get in until I know. And the best thing you can do is, if you don't know but are interested, is just subscribe to the channel, spend some time with us, and over a really reasonable period. By the way, when I say reasonable, I mean within a few weeks of watching the live streams and the afternoon videos, you're going to have a really good feel of what you should be doing and what you shouldn't. People shared their experiences, right? There are people who have taken the course, are on their 4th month of the course, and have 4 months of profitability. I cannot begin to explain to you the value of that. Because you take anyone else and you say, here, go, you can do whatever you want, it's trading. There's no way they're going to be profitable 4 months in a row. There's zero way. I'll bet against that all day long. All right. Pay and pray is not a play. 100%. Hope is not a strategy. Sean, New Zealand dollar, Swiss franc. Let's take a look at it. I have no idea what's going on over there. All right, so this is clear as day to me, and that this is broken support over here, right? So I'm going to put this to red over here now, right? Let me first put that to red. Now, look what I do. Look what I do. Do you see right now that the market is saying to me, look over here. Do you see that bit of support, right? I had it off the body over here. I had it off there, all right? Look at that touch over there, but over here you got another touch. Do you see that I should move this up a tiny bit right there? And then that's a look over there. Let's just look over the wick into it. It's just a little bit better, right? Now what I'm looking at over here, right? Are you into another level of support? Do you see my mouse over here? Do you see the resistance, the touchdown into it? Over here, again, that same level is now support. That's what you're into. Yeah, that's a support level. Let me draw that in. All right. Now, is that up or down? look, Sean, to me, that's sideways, right? I see over here, this is the high, this is the low, and we're in the dead center. It's sideways to me. So what I'm looking for when I enter trades, I'm looking for a trade that I'm going to be able to push because it's trending either up or down, multiple support or resistance levels away. I'm looking to push my winning trades. I don't see that edge over here for myself right now. For me, it's just in kind of in no man's land. And that's the way I view it. I hope whether, either way you view it, I hope by me looking at it like that is able to give you a firmer explanation of what you're able to look at. If you, so I understand that blockchain technology is pretty great. What if half the Bitcoin goes missing tomorrow because their holder? Yeah. So BB, this is a great question, right? By the way, Satoshi, who is that? Him, her, or a group of people, nobody knows. It's estimated that 1 million coins are held by Satoshi, which those coins have never moved. Is Satoshi alive or dead? Will those coins ever move? So is the maximum supply 21 million or actually 20 million? There's X amount of Bitcoin that's estimated to have been lost forever. What does that do to the overall supply of Bitcoin? If someone owned half the Bitcoin and lost them, that means that basically the supply has gone from 21 million to 10.5 million. It just makes it more scarce. They don't add coins to make up for the ones that are lost. It's just more scarce. Look, there's a link below if you're interested in. I for now, going on 3 months, have only used BlockFi to purchase Bitcoin. It is the easiest, smoothest, quickest way I know to buy Bitcoin. Not only that, they pay you 6% interest under 2 Bitcoin. There's a link below in the description. I use them. I highly recommend it. I used them on Monday. I love it. Absolutely. This is also a very important question. I just want to address this. Is the course for Forex. Again, there was some comments shared about people who have taken the course in yesterday's video, right? And it's right here. Hold on. It's really important because I also answered this yesterday on a comment. So the course teaches how to trade off of price around the market structure of support and resistance with the help of trend lines and chart patterns. Now, a market is a market. It doesn't matter which market you're trading, right? It's all the same thing. Now, I do recommend, and I go over in course modules, why I think Forex is the best and easiest market to trade. Nevertheless, there are lots of people who join the course and they continue trading indexes, gold or silver, usually for about a month. And then they're like, they've seen a lot of training sessions. They've seen other people having success. And they're like, you know what? Actually, if someone is telling me how I could be profitable in the markets, I'm going to listen. And then they go over to Forex, and that's when they see the different happened, right? It was over here. Andy was saying, I didn't even know what Forex was, right? I was focused on trading the indexes. I didn't have a clue. Now I'm a profitable paper trader, and we'll be switching to a live account with my newfound knowledge. Once you're able to be profitable on Forex, right? And for me, constantly profitable is having 3 months in a row, right, of profitability, meeting your profit targets. Then you can move over as you understand how to trade into any other market you want. A market to markets, you could trade it. Is it limited to Forex? No. Is Forex the easiest market to trade? 100%, right? Many people are having great success doing it. Greg is saying, right? After a month, you could decide it's for you. I'm on my 3rd month of the 12 months and trading Forex profitably. On Tuesday's training session, Greg, on his 3rd month was up 4%. So you have, anyway, you could leave, right? You could leave. Could everyone just blast a thumbs down so that you got a lot of people over there not valuing? Could everyone just blast the thumbs down right now, right? Is that what you want to do? Go ahead and do it, bro. I don't care. Either which way. Look, you're going to get the most out of listening to someone who not only is able to trade the markets, but someone who's helped a substantial amount of people over a course do the same exact thing with a strategy that works. If someone is showing you that game plan, if you're not open to following it, look, the markets are incredibly difficult. The very few could do it, right? So if you see people doing it, if you're not open to trying to see what works, then probably trading's not for you. But at the end of the day, a market is a market. Once you learn how to trade a market, it's all the same thing across the boards. The Euro British pound, by the way, is very risky. I can't stress that enough. It's very risky, as now we're getting close to the end of September. We're getting close to the end of the year, and we're going to come to some type of resolution, whether it's a mutual exit here with some type of agreement, or if it's a hard exit. And because of that reason, and because you could get overnight headlines at any time, I think it's appropriate to stay away. If I'm looking at this from a technical analysis stand of view, this isn't an uptrend. Not only is it an uptrend, it's off of support right now. And a resumption off of support in an uptrend is something that you lean in to buy. Now, you also have a little bit of resistance over here. Let me show you. Just in case you're buying this on a resumption, it has to be during the right time, right? I see a little bit of resistance. If you were buying this right here, if this was giving you a trigger, it's not right now. If it were, as soon as you came into this area over here, I would be real. And then you can see it's a little bit of local resistance right there as well. See that support resistance? I would be very quickly looking to defend that trade, right? Now, a breakout above there, things get a lot clearer, a lot easier. And that to me would be a better trade to take. Why would you want to buy something higher than getting in lower when it's looking, the technicals have improved? I'd rather take high probability trades. No, no, it didn't. I mean, I'm not yet looking for a short. Patience. Maybe that short doesn't come until Monday or Tuesday if it comes, right? But you're looking first for market start coming into the resistance by making first higher lows. Now, is it possible? Is this possible that this was the retest and then we make a lower low? And if that happens, is the possibility we crash down? Yeah, that could happen easily, but it's not a trade I would take. All right, it's just not. You're looking for high probability trades. You're not looking just to trade the market. If you ever noticed, or if you ever done it, like, there are people who take 3-7 trades a day. They're just getting whipsawed around, blasting off trades. Those are low probability trades, and all of those people are failures. The whole idea is to make money in the markets. It's not to place trades, right? The whole idea is to make money in the markets. One of the best edges you could give yourself is having that patience. We always talk about it. We give the analogy of predators. What a predator is attacking everything they see. Does a lion see a herd and just like run at it? No. They spend so much time stalking, looking for that sick or weak animal, the one that's separated a little bit from the herd, and then they continue watching until it's the right time to attack. That's how you trade the markets. That's how you trade the markets. Ruben, can you sign up for the course on a month-to-month basis and then switch to the yearly option? 100%. Just email me before you do it anyway. 100% you could do it. Just if you're doing that after the first month though, Ruben, I'll definitely, as you do that, refund that first monthly payment. You could take the first month as, what's going on over here? Let me see. Let me know a little bit more. Of course. Joel, thanks for being here, brother. Thanks for being here, Joel. Thanks everyone. Thanks everyone for flying the thumbs up today. 1,300 thumbs up. I appreciate that love. No, JC. I don't, you know, in the bear market going into the expirations, you would see definitely a dip. But we're in a bull market now. I don't know that's the case or not. I don't have an informed comment I could add that I could give it to you. Yeah, Shane. Okay. Thank you everyone for being here. Thank you for sharing this time together. Oh, I love the avatar. We got the Pac-Man ghost over there. I have no idea. We just follow price and trade accordingly. Don't impose your will on the market. Giles, brother, see you tomorrow. Okay. Thank you, Sean. Hey, Sean, man, that's the key to happiness. It's taking pleasure in other people's success, right? How are you ever going to be happy if you can't be happy for other people, especially those that you're friends with, right? Thanks, Sean. Sprout, man, right back at you. Appreciate the love. Thanks, Barry. Daniel, thanks, man. Will. What's up, my brother? Wes, good to see you back. Getting strong over here, Wes. Manana. David. Thank you so much for your choice words. A gift, a poet, and Libby. Thank you. That's right, man. Right? Those who work hard. Thank you. That's what it's all about. Everyone, have a beautiful day. I'll see you all later and talk to you tomorrow. I'm sticking around a couple more minutes. I want to see the rest of these comments. Oh no, Jay, I have no, of course. There's always third-party risk. I store Bitcoin offline, right? Hardware wallet. You could use multi-sig, different locations. I mean, you could also hold and spread out through exchanges, also an amount of Bitcoin. Wow, 1,400 likes. Thank you, Gemma. Appreciate that. Thanks, Gary. Thank you, everybody. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. Keep calm, trade on. Yeah, that is 100%. We're down to about 14 months now. Right? October, November, 15 months. 15 months. South Africa, represent. Thanks. Appreciate that. That makes me feel happy. Thank you for that. Oh yeah. I want some coffee right now myself. Utah. Utah's a great place, huh? Feeling Utah more and more every day. Thank you. It's contagious. You guys all lift me up and make me more positive, make me a better person. So, all right, everyone. I'll see you all tomorrow.